You got all different kinds of P's in the game, right? One type of P that I've known quite a few of in the game is the type that say, they only like black 304s. They don't like white 304s. They don't like other ethnicities. They only want black 304s, right?
Bitch, you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
You got quite a few cats in the game who are like that, contrary to popular belief. Everybody think that a lot of P's prefer white girls over other ethnicities, and you have a lot of guys like that in the game too. You got a lot of cats that prefer white girls over everything else, and you have a lot of cats that prefer black girls over everything else, right? But I have to be 100, and I must say that some of them dudes that scream, black 304's boss, white 304's loss, or black 304's king, white 304's dream, all that type of nonsense they be woofing. A lot of cats just be selling woof tickets. They don't really believe that, right? This what it is with some of them cats. Some of them cats, they really mean it. But a lot of the cats, what it is the reason why they don't want white women is because they're intimidated by white women. Gotta call a spade a spade. It sounds crazy, but it's the damn truth. I've seen it with my own eyes. You got certain cats that scream, black hoes king, white hoes dream, but really the white hoe is your nightmare. You ain't the white hoe's dream, man. She's your nightmare. You know what I mean? You scared of that bitch. And I don't know why, but it's a lot of cats like that, man, because it's just certain ones who come to mind that, we'll be out campaigning and, they might get action from some white girls, but they demeanor is just like that bold, confident, super pimpish. It's like they get timid. They shrink and they get small and timid and shy, and like they don't want to talk. And this is another thing about campaigning, right? And I've mentioned this before, but you know how on Jersey Shore they used to use the terminology handling a grenade? They used to say that a lot on Jersey Shore. For those of y'all that used to watch Jersey Shore back in the day, like, oh man, you got to hold the grenade or you got to carry the grenade. Basically what carrying a grenade is, like, say it's you and your partner and he got action at a chick and she got a friend, right? The friend is the grenade, meaning she gonna blow the situation up. So in order for the situation to not blow up, you have to handle the grenade, meaning you got to get the friend and pull the friend away, so that she don't compromise the action that your partner got, right? That's what handling a grenade is, right? And a lot of P's are terrible. They gonna fumble the grenade or they gonna run from the grenade. You know what I mean? A lot of P's ain't gonna be like, okay, my partner, he getting action with her, she got a grenade with her, let me take the grenade and handle the grenade with care until he accomplished the mission. Nah, a lot of P's is terrible at holding grenades, man. And you would think the pimping is just the best at that, man, but no, a lot of cats is terrible at holding grenades, man, for real, because it's terrible, man. Like, you got a lot of cats that you'll be out with them and they wasn't even thinking about this chick. They seen this chick already, but they wasn't gonna say nothing to this chick. They wasn't gonna holler at this chick, right? And they see her with her friend and he with his partner, but as soon as his partner say something to the chick, now he want to have the chick. Now he want to fight his partner for her attention. He ain't even thinking about the grenade. He don't even see the grenade no more. He just see that his partner is hollering at this chick that at first he wasn't even, he might have been too scared to say something to her. He might have been too shy to say something to her. But now that his partner done broke the ice with her, he sees that as his, his doorway into her attention. And that's the lamest shit in the world. And it's a lot of cats in the game who do that too. You know what I mean? That's one of the most sucker ass ways to step on your partner's toes. But a lot of cats will do that. Either they'll, try to barge in the middle of their conversation and try to, wrestle for her attention like that, or, they'll wait until their partner is done and, he might go to the restroom or something, and then he come behind his back and try to holler at the same chick that he was just hollering at. You know what I mean? That shit lame as hell. But you got a lot of cats who do that. But back to the P's who claim to only want black girls, but they really be intimidated by white girls. This is what lets you know that they're intimidated, because I'm excellent at holding grenades, right? I love holding a grenade if I see that my partner got action and she with a grenade. I'm going to take the grenade and keep her over here and, occupy her time. I might not be interested in her at all, but I'm going to make her laugh. I'm going to ask her questions that I ain't even really interested in. You know what I mean? I ain't really trying to have this chick, but, I'm going to keep the conversation going as long as I need to so that my partner could keep his action, right? Even if we got to go to dinner or, we might go to a bar, have drinks, the whole time I'm going to keep her occupied. I'm going to keep her laughing. You know what I mean? We going to be having a good time. And for the sake of I don't even want this chick. I'm not trying to have her, but I'm going to make sure that she's preoccupied to the point where she ain't even thinking about what they got going on, right? But cats who be intimidated by white girls, they can't do that. And this is what lets you know that it's intimidation. Because if you really just don't like white girls, but you see your partner getting action at a chick and she got a white girlfriend with her, even if you're not interested in her, you, as some pimping, you should at least be able to keep her preoccupied again. Put her at ease, charm and disarm her, make her laugh. You know what I mean? Have a good conversation with her, all the shit. But a lot of cats can't do that. They so intimidated by white girls. They so scared of white girls. They look at white girls like the big bad wolf. You know what I mean? They look at white girls like Apocalypse on X-Men, like Magneto, you know what I mean? Like, this invincible white girl is here and, I'm in fear for my life. They just look at them like that for some reason, man, and I don't get it. You're supposed to be some pimping. Now, don't get it twisted. I know some cats like that too, right? And that's why I'm saying this. So I know some cats who fit this description, right? Where they genuinely do only want black women. They don't want white 304s. But if they out campaigning with their partner and it's him and his partner and it's these two white girls and his partner getting action at the one, he know how to take the other white girl and keep her preoccupied. Again, like I said, make her laugh, have good conversation, have a good time. He know how to do that with the other white girl, even though he's not interested in her because he only really want a black 304, right? You have P's like that, right? But you have other ones who say that they only want a black 304, and really, if they wasn't so scared of white girls, they'll take a white girl. They might like a white girl, but they scared of them. They intimidated by them to the point where they can't even hold a white grenade. You know what I mean? Like if the grenade is white, they scared. You dig? The grenade still got the pin locked in and all that. You know what I mean? The grenade ain't finna blow up as long as you hold on to it. You know what I mean? If the grenade is white, they scared. They intimidated, you know what I mean? They can't, again, like I said, have a good conversation, make her laugh, keep everything cool. They can't do it, right? So needless to say, that's not really the best partner to campaign with either. A cat that is intimidated by certain types of chicks because, if you the type that's the total opposite and you're not intimidated by anybody or anything, and you gonna holler at the baddest ones, the ones that everybody's scared to talk to, that's who you talking to. If you're like that and you got a partner with you that talk all this shit, but when it come down to it, he intimidated by certain females, man, like it just ain't cool, because you could be hollering at a badass chick and again, she might have a friend that's a grenade with her. And you looking at your partner like, okay, I know my partner, he gonna handle the grenade, everything cool. But he intimidated by the grenade. and he won't even, he being socially awkward. Imagine that, some pimping being socially awkward. But man, some of them telling you, he being socially awkward, and what make it even worse is like if she's the driver, you know what I mean? If her friend that his partner is having action with rode in the car with her, she the driver, so that make it even worse. And then, he being socially awkward, he won't even talk to her. He can't even strike up a conversation with her, and she like, I'm ready to go. Girl, get his number or something, you know what I mean? Let's go. It's time to go. I'm leaving right now. Let's go. Then she come intervene. Excuse me, sir, let me see your phone. This her number right here, okay? Come on, girl, let's go. She grabbing her by the hand. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, not cool, man. So you have guys like that, like I said, they claim to only want black women, but they intimidated by white girls. It's not so much that they don't want white girls, they just intimidated by them. Then you have these kind too, right? This is a real trip. You have the kind that say they want white girls, and they don't really like black girls, but then they be having black girls, and they always blowing them. They always getting into it with them, but they claim like, they really want white girls. But then when you go out and campaign with them and you get in action with the white girls, and they get in action with the white girls too, but they scared of them. They won't talk to them. I done had people, man, I done campaigned with certain cats, man, and the white girls be digging them, but they be scared. They be socially awkward. They don't know how to talk to them. White girl, beautiful, pleasant, welcoming, and trying to have a conversation with this man, and he just like giving her short answers and all this shit because he's scared of her. Like, it's crazy. That's why, again, like I said, it's good to campaign with somebody who has a high self-esteem, high self-discipline, and ability to withstand pressure, you know what I mean? But especially that high self-esteem. It's good to campaign with somebody that got high self-esteem, man, because a lot of these dudes, man, they make it look good and sound good on the gram, but, they really be scared of certain individuals. And then you have the opposite too. I can't leave that out. You have the type of guys who say they only want white girls. They don't want black girls, right? And, it's not so much that they don't want black girls. They don't know how to talk to black girls. They don't know how to deal with black girls. They scared of black girls. They might be attracted to black girls, you know what I mean? But they just don't know how to deal with them. They don't know how to talk to them. They socially awkward when it comes to being with black girls. Again, I've been with certain cats who claim, they want a white girl, they don't want a black girl, and then we'll go somewhere and, it might be two black women and, me and my partner, and we get in action with these two black girls, same thing, beautiful, and her partner trying to talk to him, and she's, beautiful black woman, and she pleasant and cool personality and all the shit, and he just don't know how to talk to her. He being short again with the answers, and she kind of like carrying the conversation, and she asking all the questions. He ain't asking her no questions. And it's like, again, like I said, if you're the type who really does only want white girls and you don't want black girls, you still should be able to, if she's a potential grenade, hold this grenade, make her laugh, keep a cool conversation with her, charm and disarm her, keep her mind off of, her partner and your partner, right? You should be able to do that, if you don't have a problem with black girls and you're not scared of black girls and you're not intimidated by black girls. But you have those types of guys too. It's not so much that you just like, white 304's king, black 304's dream and all that old type. It ain't so much that. No, you're scared. You know, the black woman is your nightmare. You know what I mean? You scared of the black woman. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's not that you the black woman's dream. No, the black woman is your nightmare. You know what I mean? She the big bad wolf to you. You know, you scared of her. You know what I mean? You know, you think the black girl gonna hurt you or something like that. So you scared of her, man. You know, but shout out to the pimps that's not scared of nobody. You know what I mean? Shout out to the pimps that's not scared of no type of woman, not intimidated by no type of woman, black, white, candy stripe, you know, and then, you know, if it's a type of chick that they not interested in, they still know how to keep everything cool for the sake of their partner maintaining the action. You dig? Shout out to them, man. Cats that really know how to campaign with another pimp, you know, because a lot of cats don't know how to do it, man. You know, and for the young cats that's in attendance, man, even if you a square, you know, and you and your partner going out, you know, and y'all each other's wing, man. You know, a lot of this game can apply to you too, man. Dig this.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.